Greetings and salutations. I am Neverborn, the Abyss-That-Slumbers, and you are listening to the Eldritch God.
Occasionally, there's one of those days where a number of seemingly unrelated and random events come together in a fashion that results in some sort of deep insight, and today was one of those days for me. I got a call from my boss asking me to put in an extra overnight shift this week, hence why I have time to make this video. And while I was trying to get some sleep in, because it's an 11-hour overnight, there was a knock at the door. Woken up and crabby, I went over to the door to open it up and find two earnest young men trying to teach me the meaning of Jesus. Now, I'm an atheist. I don't even believe in myself. However, while I had every reason to dismiss them in as rude a fashion as possible, I just politely told them that I was an atheist. No, you're not going to change my mind. I need to get some sleep before this 11-hour shift. And, oh, by the way, reaching out the door and giving them a big thumbs up, I said, thanks for Western civilization. Great job on that. I really like living in it. Please keep up the good work. He gave me this short laugh, which then turned into a rather odd look as I closed the door on him. I'm pretty sure he wasn't sure if I was joking or not. By the way, I wasn't joking. Later I would get to work and deal with some events here that, well, I can't really discuss that part, but let's just say a pattern was emerging. Finally, later, after I finally got my first set of duties done and I have some time to kill, I sat down and I started to listen to Teal Deer and his discussion on, do you hate your enemy? It was a long discussion about how social justice warriors basically hate anyone who isn't a social justice warrior, and how, while he may disagree with them, he does not hate them. Then he wondered why they were like the way they were, and also he asked himself what he thought it would take to hate them back. He never really answered that last question, but Teal Deer is following an old way of thinking, one that is not shared by social justice warriors. Hate the sin, but not the sinner. The social justice warriors believe that everything is a social construct. As I proposed in my video, Communication Between Social Justice Warriors and Non-Social Justice Warriors, I believe that social justice warriors at some point, either knowingly or subconsciously, come to believe that opinions are objective truths and not subjective truths. To them, if I say, I think you are stupid, it is the same as saying, you are stupid. One is an opinion, the other is a claim to fact. One is a subjective truth, the other one is an objective statement that can be proved or disproven. Now, I'm not going to rehash the whole video here, but if you believe that opinions are objective facts and that everyone is just a social construct or a series of social constructs, then a collection of memes, then if you hate the message, you therefore must hate the messenger. To a social justice warrior, they are one and the same. This is why I believe that they think that if someone voices an opinion you don't like, that it is okay for them to be attacked. If I say, I think Jews are evil, then to a social justice warrior I am saying Jews are evil. And if you have truly drunk deep and long of the Kool-Aid, you may even believe that I am calling for the extermination of Jews just because I said I think Jews are evil. I haven't taken any action. I haven't even advocated any action. I've merely stated that, in my opinion, I think Jews are evil. Now, the non-social justice warrior can separate the opinion from the one expressing the opinion. We can hate the message, and we can love the messenger. To a point. I have also been working on two other videos, one on child sex trafficking and the other one on the shooting in Quebec City. So I asked myself, must I hate the sin but love the sinner? After giving it some due consideration, this is the answer I have to Teal Deer's question. What would it take to hate someone? To any person, there is a line. Once that line is crossed, that is the point where you can hate someone. Now, normally, society decides where that line is. Culture at large decides what this line is, and that line usually has a term, and that term is called illegal. Truly, once somebody commits a crime, it is not only acceptable to hate that person, but often encouraged by society to hate that person. The more I research Thailand sex trafficking, the easier it is for me to hate pedophiles. The person, not his message of pedophilia. And an SJW may call me a hypocrite, but I'm not, because I choose to accept what society has given me as the line. It is okay to possess the thoughts of pedophilia. As much as it disgusts me, I will do nothing to you. I will pity you, but I will do nothing to you until you actually act on those thoughts. And research currently indicates that if you start seriously having those thoughts, you're probably going to do it. But in order to not be a hypocrite, I have to give you that doubt until you actually commit the act, at which point, let me assure you, I will hate you. I accept that it is okay to hate those who break the law. Now, a certain neo-Nazi who shall remain nameless did some, in some people's opinions, horrible things, said some horrible things, offended some people seriously. However, I do not know of any law that he broke. The attack on him was a break with the law. It was a disruption of the social construct. Anyone who does that, anyone who calls on others to break the law, to disrupt the social construct, as far as I am concerned, waives the right to be loved in spite of his message. You follow the rules, you obey the law, you show at least a glimmer of tolerance for other people, and I will give you a pass. I will see past your hate-spewing bullshit and try to see the person who is inside. I will take pity on you, not hatred. I will see past your words and try to find the human being that dwells beneath. Now that guy who punched him in the face, that is a scumbag. And Teal Deer, you shouldn't worry yourself about hating that particular motherfucker one iota. The left, the feminists, the social justice warriors, they have all created these series of rules and acceptable practices in their subcultures. They believe that their laws and rules are just as valid as the one the government has. And one could also make all those statements about those who practiced Sharia law. And for many years now, none of these groups have been told otherwise, that their subculture's laws are superseded by the greater culture's laws. They believe they can and will attempt to do so at every turn, enforce the laws that they have come to internalize and accept. None of these groups have been told. So it is little wonder that when outsiders break their rules that they have chosen to live under, that they suddenly feel like they're justified in violent action. If you found a pedophilia raping a little child, would you show said pedophile tolerance? Or would you curb stomp said pedophile into a reddish, gooey paste? The problem is, to the social justice warriors, having a Pepe pin on the shirt is just as bad as raping a child. None of this is a reason for anyone to ever take the law into their own hands. Even in the situation where you found a child in immediate danger, there is laws that cover that and what actions you can take. If you then stomped him into a red gooey paste, the law may very well find you guilty or innocent of assault or whatever, but it'll happen in a court of law, or the district attorney will make a ruling and decide whether or not the case could be pursued. This is the social construct. You may take what actions you feel are justified in the moment, but then you are to submit yourself to a higher authority and to be told whether or not what you did was right or wrong. The assault on a certain neo-Nazi, I hate to tell you this, it's wrong. I don't care what he thinks or what he believes. You broke the law, not the neo-Nazi. That puts him in the right and you in the wrong. And that's never a position you want to be when you're dealing with a neo-Nazi. You're just making him stronger. And you're making your position all the weaker, because you are not fighting the neo-Nazi. You are fighting society. You are fighting the government. You are fighting the social construct that the rest of us all depend on. And we do. None of this is a reason to ever take the law into your own hands. We have a social construct. We agree to follow all the rules, even the ones we don't like, because of all the many other rules that benefit us. The social justice warriors, the feminists, the leftists have all forgotten this. They feel that society has told them to go fuck themselves, so they feel totally justified in telling society to go fuck itself. They're fighting back in their own way, poorly, ineffectively, and quite sadly. but you cannot assume that it will stay that way. You want to know what it would take to get you to hate your enemy? It should be when they break the law. When they break the law, you are well within your rights to vent your spleen and rain fiery verbal vengeance down upon them. When they have broken the law, they have gone from being fools and idiots to people attacking the very foundation of the society that protects all of us. They move from being insufferable cunts to a threat to you, me, your friends, my family, and everyone who depends on the fabric of polite society for survival. And trust me, it would be very difficult for most people to survive without the fabric of polite society. Trust me, I'm prepared to do so. I'm pretty sure that I could make it without polite society. I seriously doubt the left is prepared to do so. But they are so delusional. They believe that if we all just smash the state, that suddenly we'll all be living in some sort of commune syndicalistic paradise. When the truth is, it'll probably look a lot more like Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome. And ironically, I find I look rather good in discarded football equipment and eyeliner.